going to teach you a little bit about Google Drive as we need it for KeelWorks, the internship. First thing I recommend is that when you get to your Google Drive, click on the I to get rid of that little panel on the right. And also click here to make sure that your files are showing in a list version like this. It's much easier to work with. Once you're there, and so we clicked on the I to close that panel on the right, and we clicked on this to that's a toggle switch between the grid layout and the list layout. List layout makes life much simpler. Okay, so we're going to go to Shared with Me, and you're going to see that you have some files shared with you. You'll have the KeelWorks folder and your team folder. This one is for Team Jasmine. And so you have these two. Your first task is to right click on the KeelWorks, click Add Shortcut to Drive, then click Add Shortcut. Then go to your team folder, select that, right click, Add Shortcut to Drive, click the Add Shortcut button. Now you've added shortcuts to your drive. To expand your drive, you're just going to click here and you can see your links. There's a lot of links here, but the ones that you'll see is this KeelWorks one and this team one. Okay, let's see. So what I want you to understand is the KeelWorks folder is the full entire KeelWorks file structure. You don't have to go there, but you can get to your team through that. You're going to click on the Learning folder because that's where all your stuff is. By the way, the Design folder actually has a Templates folder with all the unfilled template documents for the KeelWorks instructional design process. And you're always welcome to go there and take a copy of all those files, and so that you have them and you can customize them for your own purposes. All my interns can do that. That's useful if you happen to go to a project where they don't have a training department, they don't have any structure, and you can use the process structure that we have to help you go from beginning to end. You'll hear me say this more than once. A course that doesn't use a process is not going to be a very good course. It's very tempting. I've fallen into this myself. When you know all about the subject, you say, well, I just put that together. Well, unfortunately, if you're not following a process, you're not really getting the thinking for structuring it, and it's just not going to be a very good course. Okay, so back to you. When you're trying to get to your team files, you want to obviously click on Projects because your team is working a project. And you'll find there's lots of projects, but your team is in here. There is Team Aqua, Jasmine, Jazz, Koala, Rainier, Blue, Gumbo, Maroon, Purple, Starshine, Teal, 2 Teal projects. So there's a lot of different projects, but yours is in here. The Team Jasmine is the one I shared with you a link to, and you can click on this to get there. But let's go back to the link here. So if you didn't click on KeelWorks, and so you don't have to remember how to find your way to Jasmine, you just click on this link. These other links should be gone. I'm sorry they're here. I didn't want to delete them because this is actually my personal folder and I might need them. But it would be nice if they weren't there for your instruction. But here are the 5 folders that every team has. The content folder, that's where all the files that you create to go into a course, they're going to go into this content folder. In the content folder, we have folders for the Captivate storyline file, for images that are going to go into your Captivator storyline, and storyline I should say, because you all should be good at either one. Any text is teaching text, you're going to put that there. Video, you're going to put your finished storyline into a video here. Your audio, which is going to your storyline or Captivate, it goes into this folder. And each of you are going to be creating scripts for scenarios. Normally every course at KeelWorks has one scenario. It's not very common that we have more than one, but you may choose, you may determine that it's necessary. I shouldn't say you could choose to have one, because you'd only put one in if circumstances choose for you. You only want to put complexity to a course when the course demands it. Okay? All right. So for example, let's go to the scripts. Here's all the different script files for different interns. And sometimes we'll create an archive for people who have left. Okay. So let's go back up. We can go back up here and click, not on the right one, because that's where we are, but this is the parent folder. So back to content folders, let's look at images. Images is kind of complicated because we have a lot of images, and we're going to have images all the way through our course. This has a folder for Module 5, but not all courses will have a Module 5, and some might even have a Module 6. That's too much, but it could happen. But in Module 1, we have the scenario, and in the scenario, we have different images for each individual building a scenario. As you may or may not know, everybody on the team is going to build their own scenario, even though only one is going to be in the course. But you guys will vote and find out which one you think you should put in there. Okay? All right. So you'll have a folder for yourself. So actually, I'm going to create, since this is, I'm going to create a new, well, let's make it easy for myself. I'm going to right-click, rename, copy all this file name, and now I'm going to say new folder, paste, James. He's a new member of this team. So he needs a folder of his own for his scenario when he eventually gets there. All right. So back to the parent folder. How did I get there? Oh yeah, I need another parent folder. And I still need another parent folder. Okay, so I'm going to back up again. So milestones is a very important folder. This is where all your process documents are. And if we mouse over, you can see needs analysis has the 1 on the end of it. That's the first process document. The second is the objectives. The third is the final assessment strategy. The fourth is course structure. The fifth is course strategy. The sixth is going to be your storyboard, but that's in here with other templates for the storyboard. But so in your course, you'll have links to a process document. And some of my interns get confused and they think that that document is in the course, but it's not. It's really in your folder. And if the link doesn't work, you know to find your way to the milestones folder, because that's where the document you're looking for lives. All right. Let's back up now, and the MNotes folder is very important. It has your meeting notes. Today is, this is your template. I'm going to make a new file for you guys. So this is for the team that's meeting today. Oh no, I don't want to do this because I'm not in the right place. I'm going to get out of this if I can figure out how. How do I get out? Yeah. All right. I don't know how. I've got myself stuck in a loop here. I don't want to go to the admin. Oh, I know. I've come to a different folder. Okay. I'm going to... Okay. So I did that. Now how do I get out? Somebody help me. Man, you'd think I could kill this document. I know what I need to do. Well, I think I do, but I'm stuck in this. There you go. Okay. Because I'm not showing the entire screen, I'm losing my tabs. So I needed to close that file that I opened, and I apologize. Okay, so anyway, this is your meeting notes. It has the agenda. and it has you're going to turn the agenda into meeting notes when you have your meeting. I was going to make a file, but I don't want to make it while I'm not in the KeelWorks domain. Okay, so let's go back to the parent folder. Another folder that's important, the final one we're going to talk about, is the SME folder. We're not going to talk about the QA, but that's a folder where QA reports are going to, quality assurance reports are going to come when the course is complete. The SME folder, that's where subject matter material is about the subjects. So there's some information here. I'm not sure if this covers everything, but one thing to remember is whenever you're tasked with creating content and you come to the SME folder to find out what you're going to teach, if it's not here, you task your stakeholder with providing it, or subject matter expert. They have to give that to you. Even if you could make it up, you want it from them, not from you. You're not the subject matter expert. Okay, so those are all your files for your course. Is there any questions? I hear no questions. We must be done. Okay, that's a good joke, wasn't it? All right, so on your drive, you have a link to KeelWorks, you have a link to your team folder, and these are your folders for your team folder. If you have any questions, please send them to Thomas. Hopefully I've covered this adequately.